When I did my video on the 1 in 70-second what if Malagasy fictional transport command, I actually forgot to cover the Twin Otter, mainly because I hadn't built this one. But I have now built it, and as you know, the Malagasys operate in fictional land, the CASEVAC 212-400s, and that they use those in the general transport role. They also operate 9 of these Twin Otters. Now, normally the Twin Otter, Dornier 228 and the CASA 212 are competitors, along with the LET 410 and 420 airframes. So it's a bit odd that they operate these as well, but there are some benefits with the Twin Otter over the CASA, and one of the benefits is the wider track, undercarriage and landing gear. The ability for this aircraft to operate in pretty much every single austere environment, from snow, ice, look at that Rapid, what's she up to ploughed fields. Literally, it's a very robust, reliable type. PT6 engines. I've added some extra cowlings to this model just out of a plastic tube. I've added a ROBS probe, aerial refueling probe, because the main deficiency of the type is its range. It's only around 700 miles max range, which in Malagasy terms is nothing. So it's got the external fuel tanks here from the CASA 212 from the spares box, and it's got a refueling probe. It's fully kitted out with the missile alert warning system, as you can see there on the tail, just added from plasticard, and some chaff and flare boxes, and then some extra aerials, and then some ECM kit at the front. Now, I use this aircraft really as a CASEVAC aircraft and a medical support aircraft. It operates slightly outside of the established medical chain. So the established medical chain for the armed forces would be a point of injury up to a company aid post, from the company aid post onto the battle group aid post, and then onto the MEF hospital, from the MEF hospital then back called to theatre hospital or back to Madagascar. That doesn't always apply, and sometimes the roles that the Malagasy Armed Forces have to do are peace support operations and humanitarian relief. And you can see what the Jordanians are doing in Gaza at the minute with their helicopters. So that's why of the 9 aircraft in service with the Tess dailies, there is Tess herself. Who would want to shoot Tess down? No one, hopefully, because it's covered in Red Cross markings as well to protect it under the Geneva Convention. The aircraft is used for peace support and for humanitarian purposes. So that's why it's in these markings. Now, they do have 9 of them. They don't always use them in those roles. So when they're not using them in the role of medical aircraft, they take off the Red Cross markings. The interesting thing is, and what I've added to this aircraft is, I've added this air conditioning system here. So the rear baggage compartment has an air conditioning and refrigeration unit. Here's the double doors, which are really useful for loading on casualties, and the air conditioning unit keeps them cool and allows for the refrigeration of medicines. Like I said, it's a very robust and reliable type. It does operates kind of separately to the main CASEVAC chain, but it can be used in that role as well. Very robust, very reliable, austere aircraft. This is the old Revell / Matchbox kit. I really need to work harder on my seam joinings. They're not as where I want them to be. If anyone's got any tips, please let me know. I did putty and sand, but I just can't seam when the kind of kit contracts as the paint dries to kind of get the finish I want. So if anyone does have any tips, let me know. Colour for this is Vallejo neutral grey. Like I said, it's an old kit, but it's a nice one. And now I need to go and deal with a naughty bunny. Take care. Goodbye.